Brian back here with an Agix update. Okay, last video I talked about this thing. We were somewhere up in here in price action. Okay, I talked about it having to close this gap over here. Okay, so number one, it has come down and done that. We got that breakout way back here on when was that? In February 2nd, February 3rd, this massive run up, okay? But we've never come back to retest it as support, which we finally have come back and filled that gap. All right, so we came back, we got the retest off of that, and we are showing somewhat of a bounce right now, okay? Right now we're up 5.42% as I make this video. Now if we go over to my other chart here, okay, I zoomed in on the daily, we are up about 3/4 of the way on the RSI, okay? The regular RSI in the bottom, look how low it still is. It's at a 37, okay? So it hasn't, it can go way up there. You know, you can get up into the 80s on this thing, all right? So let's look over here on the weekly. Look at that weekly. It's reset at 1.12 and 0.37, all right, on the stochastic. All right, so this thing could have a ways up to go here. Could have a decent run out of it. All right, we've broken out. This is on the smaller time frame. I was watching this earlier on the 4-hour. All right, we broke out of that wedge that was forming right there. Now if we take a measurement of that wedge, all right, down to the opening of the wedge, put it on over here towards the breakout. All right, you'd be looking somewhere up 28-29 cent area for this particular breakout. All right, now if we zoom out of here on the daily, you can see we have this down sloping resistance up here, running up into the 30-some cent area. Okay, this resistance started way back in February. Okay, as actually could pull that down just a hair. All right, there we go. Okay, that started back there. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on this thing. It is definitely a valid trend line. All right, now the last time we've gotten down into these areas, okay, which hasn't been very often, especially with this weekly RSI reset. All right, you can see the runs that we have had. Okay, this one here, which was ridiculous, 12x, 1200%. This, believe it or not, this one right down here, let's zoom in here because it doesn't look like a whole lot on the weekly, but if we measure it out, that was a 137% move. Okay, this one here, the last one we'll measure out, 143% on a weekly. All right, so you can see we can have some decent runs when that weekly resets. To give you an idea, if we even did a let's call it a 70% run up from here, okay, you'd still be looking up at 38 cents. All right, now let's put a Fibonacci on this thing. Usually you get a 618 to 702 before deciding which way it's going to go. Just to get back to the 618 is up at 44 cents. To get to the 702 is at 49.5 cents. All right, so usually you get up to these areas before, and this is on the weekly chart. So at some point we are, not financial advice, but more often than not, we're going to get up into these ranges. All right, so just a matter of time. Time is one thing we can't predict. All right, so we'll just have to play this out and see what happens. If we do break out of this resistance, though, right here, that's going to be a pretty decent run for this thing. Okay, so I want to take a look at Bitcoin. I just did a Bitcoin video yesterday. Kind of expected this thing to get rejected up here, and it did. Okay, let me get this off here. That's from yesterday's video. But yesterday's video that I did on Bitcoin and price action was somewhere around here. Okay, I kind of expected this thing to retrace up and get rejected. And so far it has. Okay, that daily RSI is reset down at the bottom. Okay, you can see right down there. So Bitcoin could have a little run in it here. That's what we need for crypto right now, okay? If we do get rejected from that point, I would expect this thing to obviously come up, bounce off, and come down. That 24 24.2 to 25.2 area. Okay, and I would expect a bounce from there out of Bitcoin. That's what we're hoping happens. A lot of people out there calling for that. All right, we still have this weekly RSI on Bitcoin correcting. It's about 3/4 of the way down right now. That's the big one. Okay, you can see this thing. You know, if you count this out, you know, it kind of looks like it already has done 5 waves up here. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and then you would have an ABC come in up there. All right, if we move over to the daily, all right, this thing, let's measure this out because it's been a minute since I've done it. All right, if that was a B wave up there, all right, then you'd have your C, you know, which would have came down to here. So you have your ABC, and then what's supposed to happen after that is, I'll show you right here, you have your 5 waves up, you have an ABC correction, then you continue on your way up. So we'll see what happens here with Bitcoin. Hopefully it holds ground. The DXY, that's another thing I'm watching, because if we have a falling dollar, we have rising crypto prices. Okay, so we're kind of watching this 618, 702 area on this dollar. That daily RSI on this thing is at the top. As that rolls over, okay, we're going to have rising crypto prices if we have a falling dollar. Okay, it has went up to the 50% retracement, which could be suffice for the stock markets. Okay, usually crypto is the 618 to 702, but it has done a 50% retracement, and it could roll over from there. It's showing down on the regular RSI at the bottom. You can see that it's hooked over on the daily, and the weekly is starting to hook over. Okay, for the DXY, but that daily on the stochastic is reset for the dollar on the weekly. So we'll just have to play it out and see what happens with this, guys. But right now Agix is showing some strength. Okay, if we go over here to this is Masari.io. If you're interested in coming over here and looking at their stats on here, they got some really great stuff. But at a $314 million market cap right now, Singularity, it's up 5.59%. All right, the volume over the last 24 hours, 23.76 million. And they got some really cool stuff over here. You can get a free version or you can get a paid version. Definitely nothing that they're... I'm not doing it for them. I use their site quite a bit. Even the free version has a lot of great stuff on it. Okay, you get your your return on investment on there. They got a lot of great metrics on here. Okay, a lot of great charts too. So all right, guys, I'll keep an eye on this price, and as soon as we have some more action, I will get back to you. But right now Singularity Net has filled that gap, and things are looking pretty decent. So we'll see what tomorrow brings with this thing. Hopefully Bitcoin can bounce from where it's at and get a run, but the weekly on Agix is reset, and that's what we want to see. So thank you so much, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you very soon.